Well, the Nobel Peace Prize for kitchen remodeling goes to Karr, Bick Kitchen and Bath.
Because I am not George Bush.
Because you are. Well, we are going to continue our discussion because Home Remodeling Week is wrapping up right here on Great Day St. Louis. And when we took you to President Barack Obama, we were talking about English and French styles.
Yes, we were. And I was kind of discussing the historical context behind it. So you've got English and French country, and they're really design styles, not architectural styles. And they're very similar in that it's all natural materials. So you want to use stone and wood, and you know, you've got the half-timbered ceilings. Those are sort of detail elements to it. And then hearths. So seeing like a fireplace in a kitchen, you know, that's where they used to cook. This is actually an example of French kitchen. And French tends to be a little bit more fancy. So you notice the crystal chandeliers and all the extra detail on the cabinet doors.
And the color.
And the color being sort of that soft blue. Blues, yellows, very prevalent in the French style. The floor is stone, the countertops are stone, and it's a little bit clean as far as the detail of it and the accessories of it. English tends to be a little bit more cluttered. So maybe you already have an English kitchen, I don't know, but it's usually cluttered but with not so much chaos. So it's like
Planned.
organized clutter.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
And an interesting thing about French, we have a lot of French houses here in St. Louis. The mansard
The
or
French
the
settled here, yes.
Yeah, mansard roofs. Are you familiar?
No.
Soulard has a ton of mansard roofs, and the origin for that, which is very interesting, is 17th century France. They were avoiding property taxes by bringing down the roof lines, because property taxes were based on the number of levels of floors beneath the roof. So you got an extra third floor by bringing the roof line down. So,
playing with the tax man there.
Absolutely.
I like that.
We've been doing it for hundreds of years.
And we do think of French as being a little more fancy.
French
certainly.
is fancy, definitely more. French chateaus, we have lots of examples of that in St. Louis. Lindell Boulevard, there's beautiful, this is actually the inside of a house on Lindell. Big arched windows. That is a remodel in progress. I don't know, yes, there's the outside of
That's
it.
gorgeous.
So it's fancy, it has a stone front, it has the stoning around the doors, and the windows were big. Because they didn't have artificial light, so they needed the natural light. So kitchens are located on the outside of the houses, and the windows were as big as possible. So if you're able to design with large windows, that is very French.
Now, I guess because of our understanding of what Gothic is now and what teenagers have done to the terminology Gothic and musicians, I didn't always think of English as being Gothic.
English, the elements that make it different are the Gothic style elements and the Tudor style elements. Tudor being Henry VIII, Queen Elizabeth, they're Tudors, that's their last name. So this is more English. It's simpler in style. The wood is darker, and everything looks a little bit worn or beat up. And it's not a kitchen per se, but it has the fireplace in it, it has the table in it. It kind of shows you that the elements are a lot more simple. Fresh flowers or dried flowers, very prevalent. Again, there's the half-timbered ceiling and the hearth area, and then see how there's a little bit more clutter to that? There's more stuff on the countertops. That makes it a little bit more English.
And do you recommend people stick with one style, not mix the two? It would be difficult to mix if one is dark and one is light. But.
Yeah, I think we naturally mix styles. You know, it's very hard to drive around St. Louis and see a house that's specifically one style, and it's the same way with your interior.
Okay.
But if you don't want to mix the styles, clear everything out of your kitchen and start over.
All right, I like that. Clear. My husband likes that, especially. All right, Jenny, good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Well, if you need Jenny to help with some kitchen repairs, call Karr, Bick Kitchen and Bath. The number's right there on your screen, 314-645-6545.